I'll just dive in. So this is my company, Big Wave BI, and was fortunate to be involved with two projects this time. Okay, so the second project, I'll just keep this one short. So different industry, and it's actually in more of what my background is manufacturing, project management, ERP systems in the aerospace industry. This one, I can't really say what the industry is or who the company is, but it is in manufacturing. And the problem that they brought to me is a problem that I think is fairly common in the manufacturing industry. A lot of shops use Gemba boards. Gemba is part of the lean manufacturing philosophy, initially started by Toyota. Many of you have probably heard of the Toyota production system. And so Gemba boards are basically whiteboards on the shop floor. And the whole idea is to get senior leadership down on the shop floor, talking with the leaders on the shop floor, employees, and having meetings on the shop floor to track progress real time and just look at waste or whatever it is on the shop floor, and not keep yourself holed up in the boardroom, and just really be in touch with what's going on the floor. So the request was to get away from whiteboards and a very manual process. And I've seen this at several companies I've been involved with, where there's a lot of administrative effort keeping these boards up to date. So these are just snapshots, random ones I found on the web, just to give you an idea of what's sort of out there. And
so that's what using a Gemba board for kind of managing a manufacturing process and system, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, and you can see even here, like lots of charts printed out, and someone's got to update all this now. So
and you got to go to the wall to check it.
You got to go to the wall. They usually have these meetings, not always on a wall. Sometimes it's on a mobile, stand that's right where the work's being done.
All right.
And so they'll have a meeting and update it real time on the whiteboards. And so the request was to digitize it. And so that's what I've done. I've kept this very generic. There's nothing about that particular company really in here, but it gives you an idea. It gives you a high level, where the project's at. In manufacturing, tracking the budget and the resources, where we're at in terms of the budgeted hours, actual hours. You can see that. Now, this is tied back to an Excel data source, and it's all cross-filtering. Like, you could click on a particular item in the Gantt chart and just see, here this is telling me that we are last reporting period, we've improved by 6 days compared to the current reporting period. And against the original baseline date, we're ahead of that date. So that's what this chart is telling me. And then these are action lists. So, you can sort it by critical actions. And the idea when I was talking to this client was to get a smart TV and be able to actually interact with the TV. Mm-hmm. And the next steps that I envision is working to build a Power Apps visual to be able to write back to that data source and update it real time on the shop floor. So that's where I'd like to go with this concept. And I know there's a lot of manufacturers out there that do this. I know the pain, and be glad to, share my learnings with anyone that's interested in this kind of thing. I think there's a huge opportunity here for companies.
Oh man, that is amazing. That is really cool. So what's the best way to get a hold of you, Greg?
Yeah, right here. Yeah. So last slide. my website again is Big Wave BI, and these are the links. You can either email me or find me on LinkedIn. I love hearing from you. I'd love any feedback on that.
All right, folks. So that blew my mind. It was crazy what Greg accomplished 10 days, and they were focused on that project, sure, but he had other things going on as well. I mean, right? So of course he's a Power BI consultant. He probably had other clients. He had 2 of these projects going on. So pretty incredible. And I love this experience because it always reminds me of what's possible and just keeps the magic going for me, because sometimes it's easy to kind of forget that, like, is it awesome? Really? You think so? And you're reminded again and again. So hopefully that was the case for you too. Definitely reach out to Greg, Big Wave BI, if you need any help with projects. And of course, you saw samples of what Greg and Power BI can accomplish for their customers. That's awesome. Thank you, Greg.